Hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome back to my channel. It's Betsy Gutting. We've had some major planetary shifts occur since the Cancer full moon, January 17th. In just a few days, the sun has moved into Aquarius, Uranus has gone direct, the nodes of the moon have shifted into new signs, and Mercury is now retrograde. It's been a lot, and your nervous system may feel really activated. Your sleep may be interrupted. You may be having trouble keeping your feet on the ground. You may be feeling really exhausted, really tired. Your mind may be racing forward to a future vision and making you feel like you really have to go. It's time to get going. There could be a sense of urgency while your body is like, no, thank you. I can't move off this couch. So if any of those things are happening for you, know that you are right on time with the energy. I'm going to explain how to work with these energies in this video. And I'm also going to do a reading for each of the individual 12 signs. So listen for your sun, moon, and rising sign. I have these beautiful oracle cards by Cheryl Richardson, her grace cards. I'm going to pull a card for each of the 12 signs and let you know where this Mercury retrograde is being highlighted in your life. Before I get into it, welcome to my channel. If you're new to me, I am an intuitive life coach, a psychic astrologer, and a soul guide. And I love helping to empower you to free yourself to follow your heart's true calling. I am the author of the book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling. I have been coaching clients for over 20 years now. I have an amazing New Year's coaching special right now, the best value I've ever offered. So stay tuned to the end of this video so I can share a little bit about that with you. I'll leave the links below as well. And I have a free gift for you. I'll tell you what that free gift is, how to get it at the end of the video. And I really encourage you to listen to this opening about the 4 different planetary shifts before you listen for your individual signs, because there are some nuances and some beautiful things that are happening that I don't want you to miss. Okay, so let's get into it. The first planetary shift, Mercury retrograde. Now, I'm sure you've heard about Mercury retrograde in the past. Something that's in common with all Mercury retrogrades is that it's a slowdown. It's a period when our mind is reassessing, we're reevaluating, we're reprioritizing, we're really pulling back, looking at our lives, reflecting on what we want to change, what's most important to us, what we want going forward. So this is why we tend to have slowdowns in the outer areas of our life, like traffic jams and flight delays, our devices going wonky. Anything that will make a pause happen in our lives and make us pull back. And yes, they can be super frustrating, but it also reminds us to take a pause, which is what Mercury retrograde wants us to do. It's a mind reset. So where is this reset of our minds happening? Which area? These are some themes that you may notice. It's happening in 2 different signs. It's happening in Aquarius. It begins at 10 degrees of Aquarius and it moves backward to 24 degrees of Capricorn. Now, it's not actually moving backward in the sky, but it appears that way to our human perception. Aquarius is about a future vision. Aquarius is connected to the cosmic intelligence. It's very future oriented. So likely you are beginning to think about, or already have, about your future. What do you want going forward? What would be not just good for you in a material way, but what's connected to your heart? What's connected to your spirit? Aquarius wants us to think about what will truly make us feel fulfilled and happy on a deeper level, because it's tied to the humanitarian in us, the part of us that wants to make the world a better place. In Capricorn, we are thinking about a plan. We're thinking about what's practical. Capricorn is rule-oriented. It can make us feel restricted. It can feel heavy. It's all about material reality. It's a builder. So while we're looking at a future vision. We're kind of 4 steps forward in our lives. We're also saying, but it has to be practical. I need to have the money for this. I need to have the resources. And because Venus is also retrograde right now, this is very synchronistic. Both Mercury and Venus are moving backwards at the same time. And Venus, I have a separate video on this, the Venus retrograde video, which if you haven't listened to it, I will link it below. But Venus is trying to help us to do life in a different way, not be so rigid, be more flexible, be more self-loving, be more self-forgiving, create more spaciousness for ourselves, because Capricorn energy is a driver. It's a striver, and that isn't healthy for us. It's not sustainable for us to always be pushing ourselves. So Venus in Capricorn retrograde is making us pull back and really look at what's best for our health. And this is why you may be feeling tired, where you may be feeling like the way I used to do my life, the way I used to push myself, I can't do it anymore. I have to do things differently now. We're creating a foundation for our life that will inform our future vision. And this Mercury retrograde is giving us a chance to really look at what's needed to make this a long-term, sustainable, healthy, feel-good vision that will be good not just for ourselves, but for the planet. The second energetic shift that's happening currently is the nodes of the moon are moving into Taurus and Scorpio. Every 18 months, the nodes of the moon change signs. This is a cyclical shift that we feel in our lives. It's the beginning of a new chapter. The nodes of the moon have not been in Taurus and Scorpio for 18 years. And then 18 years before that, 2003 and 2004 was the last time the nodes were in Taurus and Scorpio. And before that, if you were alive at this time, it was 1984 to 1986. So I'm going to speak about that in a moment, but I want to say that the nodes of the moon for the past 18 months, May of 2020 to January 19th, 2022, they've been in Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini is all about information, what's true, the media, communication. What can I count on in terms of information? Who's telling me the truth? Does this ring any bells for 2020 and 2021? The South Node has been in Sagittarius, which is all about our belief systems and our philosophies. And we can be very clear about I'm right and they're wrong. This is what is moving out of our lives right now. This focus on who's right and who's wrong, which information is true and correct. We're moving out of that. We're moving into a much more earth-based, practical, Mercury retrograde, practical kind of focus. Now our focus, Taurus, North Node, our destiny, Taurus is saying, what will be sustainable and stable? How can I bring a stability, structure into my life? What will anchor me in a physical way? Taurus is all about pleasure, beauty, love and romance, our values, our self-worth. And so your focus might be on your finances right now too, and just about how can you create a beautiful life that's more comfortable, that's more pleasurable. The South Node is in Scorpio. Scorpio is our emotional world in a very deep way. It's ruled by Pluto, which clears out wherever we have an emotional dependency. So what's happening with the South Node in Scorpio is we're saying goodbye, we're being nudged or cajoled or whatever by Pluto to release emotional dependencies. Anything in your life that may be feeling very comfortable and familiar, but is hindering your growth. So we're stepping out, we're being encouraged to have faith in ourselves, believe in ourselves, and do something that might feel risky, but will really grow us. The last time the nodes were here, 2003 and 2004. What I love about astrology is you can look back to this time in your life and see what was going on in your life at that time. What was going on in my life in 2003 and 2004, I was having a major letting go of my 22-year marriage. 1984 to 1986 was the time before that the nodes were in Taurus and Scorpio. I know some of you were not born yet then, but for those of you who were, 1984 to 1986, that would have been another time when you would have seen a similar theme. For me, I had just met my former husband, and we moved together to the East Coast to be closer to his family. And I became engaged to be married with him. So you can see that for me, the themes ran through both of these transits, and you'll find the same for yourself. So the theme may be very different for you, but it's about our foundation. There's something about our foundation, an increase in your material reality, something that you're adding to your life. And sometimes it's both. Sometimes we're releasing a relationship, we're releasing a job, we're releasing some structure in our lives, but we're beginning to build another structure. The third shift that's going on, Uranus went direct. Uranus is the great awakener. This is the planet that can really make changes with our nervous system. It's an electrical energy. It wants freedom. It helps us to see from a new vantage point. It can interrupt your sleep. It wants us to fly above our lives and to zoom out and see from a bigger picture. And Uranus is freeing us. It's freeing us to say yes to our hearts, to something that we really want, even though it feels very uncertain right now. It feels very unpredictable, but we're being pulled by this high octave of a message. You may be receiving a message from Uranus saying, I think I could do this. I think I should think about this. I should consider it, even though it's like I call it in my book, exhilarated fear, where you have a really sense of exhilaration and excitement, but you also feel, it also feels scary. It also feels like a big reach for you. The fourth and final transit that's happening right now is the sun just went into Aquarius. Aquarius is about our future vision, as I mentioned earlier. It's ruled by Uranus. It's an air sign. And so this could also be energizing you right now. You could feel a little bit of a lightness, hopefully. We're beginning to lighten up a little bit with more air. Aquarius says, do it your way. Let your freak flag fly. Be your unique, authentic self. So you could feel a real pull to doing something new and different that will allow you to be more genuine, more uniquely you, that will allow you to have a fuller expression, that will let you download that future vision and bring it into reality. So now let's look at where this Mercury retrograde is happening for each of the 12 signs. To get the fullest picture of what's going on for you, listen to your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, starting with the Aries. Aries, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 11th house, which rules your hopes, wishes, and dreams. So it may be pulling your heart in the direction of a future vision, what you really want, your heart's desire. And it's also tied to your friendships, any communities that you're involved with, and social media. So you may be doing some reassessing and reviewing of certain connections that you have, or a mission of a group that you're connected to. Am I still aligned with their mission? Or have I changed? Do I want to join a different group or drop out from groups altogether? And you could be having things going on with social media and your devices, and hopefully no electronic glitches, but that could come up as well, because the 11th house is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is this electrifying planet. And so, but you could also have like a beautiful cosmic download from Uranus, which would be really beautiful. So I said beautiful twice, Mercury retrograde. Okay, so let's pull a card for you, Aries. Shuffling. Okay, Aries, your card is mindfulness. So you can see she's pausing and she's tuning into her body. And I know, Aries, you're very body-based. You definitely have that go, go, go. You're very physical. And one download that I'm getting in this moment is you're going to want to be really mindful about moving your energy, moving this energy through you, because If you don't, you could have a lot of energy sort of boggled up in your mind, and you're definitely on a mission. You definitely, being a fire sign and being all about creating something new and having all kinds of downloads and inspirations and ideas, I bet you could be flooded right now with new possibilities, and some things could really be inspiring you. So you might want to journal about what's coming to you and what you want to create next. Okay, Taurus, you're probably really feeling this shift of the nodes into your sign, your destiny pulling you forward. This is pretty exciting for you. This is happening in your 10th house of career and life purpose. So that's really in line with your destiny and the North Node moving into your sign. And Uranus is in Taurus and it just went direct. So you could be really feeling electrified right now. Now, Taurus, I know you're very good at grounding. You're an earth sign and you're good at having both feet on the ground and being very practical. So let's see what the cards have to say for you with this destiny pulling you forward. Taurus, I'm shuffling. Okay, Taurus, your card is anticipation. So, of course, the first thing that hits me is be connected to your spiritual source. There's an angel in this card, and there's a beautiful flower, and this is saying make sure you keep yourself connected to the pleasures of your life. That's not too hard for Taurus usually. You're probably feeling a lot of anticipation right now, a lot of excitement. And, work with that energy, journal about it, write about it. You're probably not going to be launching anything right now during a Mercury retrograde, unless it's something you've been working on for a long time already. But enjoy the anticipation, write about it, talk with your friends about it, make a bullet point list if you want, create a timeline, and then use your signature patience that Taurians have to allow yourself some time to rest, to reset, and know that, very soon when we've got Mars in Capricorn too, you're probably going to be wanting to move forward. Okay, Gemini, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 9th house. The 9th house is all about higher learning. It's your spirituality, it's your philosophy, it's adventure, it's international travel. The 9th house is ruled by Jupiter, so it's an expansive house. It opens you up to new possibilities and options and choices. So you could have a lot of things swirling around in your mind right now about what you could do. You could be very excited about possibly an international move, or maybe going back to school, or you could be going through a spiritual awakening with this happening in your 9th house. Your mind is probably going a little bit on high right now because already Geminis, I have a sun in Gemini, so I know what it's like to be a Gemini. You could be just, our minds are always going. So you really want to ground your energy. You really want to get your feet on the earth if you can, if it's not too cold where you are. If not, just wiggle your toes, feel the soles of your feet. You channel energy through your hands, Gemini. So doing something with your hands can also be grounding. And of course, journaling, writing is always super soothing to the mind of the Gemini. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Gemini. Geminis, your card is release. So I know you may have done a lot of releasing already for the Cancer full moon, but this is saying that you have some excess energy, which we all have, right? Some excess energy that moving your body could really help you release, or releasing it through journaling. What's coming to me now for you, Gemini, is there may be something in your past that you are not conscious of having, that you haven't fully released. So connect with Spirit, ask Spirit, what do I still need to release in order to open up the road? I see this brand new vista. I see this wide open road for you. Maybe it's taking a road trip. Travel, perhaps. When you travel, Gemini, you get a transcendent view. You fly above your life. You get very inspired. So perhaps it's doing a little bit of traveling, taking a road trip. but something that will allow you to release your past and see your future going forward. Cancer. Cancer. I have Cancer moon, Cancer rising. So hello, Cancer family. This is happening in your 8th house. Your 8th house is money from others. It's your investments. It's taxes. It's anything that's considered in your culture to be taboo, sexuality. It is transformation. The 8th house is ruled by Pluto. It's the Scorpio house. And so you could be going through a transformation right now, Cancer. You could be going through a big change right now. Be very gentle with yourself. Get plenty of rest. Allow yourself some extra spaciousness, some extra time to reset, because there's probably a lot of stuff going on beneath the surface for you right now in the transformation that you're happening. And I feel like the room just got flooded with light. So to me, that's a sign like you're going through a death and rebirth process. And I know how challenging that can be. I'm feeling it too. But let's see what the cards have to say for you, Cancer. Cancer. Ah, this is so beautiful. Cancer. Full of light, illumination. So the light is flooding in, and this person is walking through this portal. This is so perfect for the 8th house right now. Allow yourself to walk through the portal. Allow yourself to know that the next phase of your life is going to be incredibly beautiful. I know that Cancers have been through a lot of very difficult challenges recently, and this is saying believe in yourself. Believe that you could have a fresh new start in your life, that even though you've had a lot of past challenges, let the past go. It can be better than you even imagine. Allow yourself to open up to the possibility that your next chapter, that you're walking through this portal, it could be better than anything you've experienced yet in this lifetime. Leo, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 7th house. The 7th house is partnerships. It's all relationships that matter significantly to you. So it's not just romantic partners, although that's included, but it can also be relationships with anyone that is significant in your life. So it could be clients, it can be neighbors if you spend time with them, it can be close friends and children even, relatives even. This is where we have a sense of commitment to these people, where we have like these people are anchors in our lives. So you are going through possibly some reevaluation of relationships, where there are ties that you might have to cut to certain people, or just where you have to set new boundaries with people. This could be a lot about boundaries for you, Leo. Something's shifting in your lifestyle too. There's something that's shifting in the way that you are approaching and handling how you're showing up with people. It's new for you. This is coming from your growth, coming from the changes that you've made in yourself. And so this is Spirit's wanting me to communicate that you've come a long way and you're not the same person that you were. You can't go back. Honor your new consciousness. Don't feel you have to make yourself small to be around people who don't understand who you've become. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. I'm shuffling and I'm asking Spirit for Leo. What message do you have for Leo? Leo, your card is direction. So you might be pondering, what's my next direction? What's my next move? And you can see this beautiful woman in this card is looking down. She looks a little bit like she's searching. So you could be going through a searching, Mercury retrograde. You could be going through a searching, seeking phase right now with this Mercury retrograde. Allow yourself the time, allow yourself the reflection, let yourself reset. Okay. Virgo, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 6th house. Now, Virgo rules the 6th house. The 6th house is about health. It's about everyday routines. It's our work. It's our daily work, our daily routines. Virgo, this is nothing new to you. You're used to navigating this. I know some Virgos who lately have been feeling especially anxious. So if that's you, look at your habits right now. Look at any habit that isn't soothing to your mind, body, or soul. There's some readjustment that's calling to you right now that may not be easy or fun, but there's something about looking at your work habits and how you take care of yourself, perhaps perfectionism, and how you can allow yourself to be more human and less perfect, because as you know, perfect is not achievable and it can really wreak havoc on your mind and your serenity. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Virgo. And I see the light is like flooding into my face right now. So let's see. Virgo, your card is, your card is act. So what this card says to me is allow yourself to take a chance. Allow yourself to trust yourself more. Trust that the action that you are being nudged by spirit to take is a good action for you, that you, Virgo, have everything you need to succeed. You are up to the task. Try not to have such high expectations of yourself that you don't take a step forward. You can do it. So now let's look at Libra. Libra, the light is doing all these funny shapes on my face, so I hope it's not too distracting. This Mercury retrograde is happening for you in your 5th house of true love, romance, creativity, which is so you, Libra, with all of your beautifying that you do in the world, and children. So this is probably having you look at what do you want to create next. It may be having to do with your relationships with children. It may have to do with your whatever you want to nurture in the world. What is your full expression, your unique expression? You could be in a searching place right now of what would truly make me happy? What would light me up to do right now? And do I want to do the same thing that I have been doing? And is the relationship that I'm in, if you're in one, a love relationship, is it really feeding you? Could be questions that are coming up for you. I'm going to pull a card for you now, Libra. Let's see what these grace cards have to say to you, Libra. So this card is really interesting. The word is watch. And I feel like this card is saying really step back and observe your life from a different vantage point. Go inside. If you don't meditate, if you do meditate, meditate. If you don't, reflect. You could even light a candle and just gaze at the candle. Ask spirit to give you messages. Observe your life, observe how the relationship you're having with the different things that matter to you in your life, the people, the things that you create, your work, your leisure time. What is lighting you up and what isn't? What has energy for you and what's draining your energy? Really assess it and then be willing to make at least one change in your life. That one change will ripple out to every other area of your life. I know it's hard for Libras to let go. Oftentimes it's hard to let go of, especially of people, but it's time for you to put yourself first, Libra, and really look at what's feeding you and what's not. Scorpio, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 4th house of home, family, and your inner self. So this could be a very introspective time for you right now. It could also be just connected to your home. You could be having changes in your home. You could be moving. You could be thinking about a move. You could be thinking about your home and do you want to remodel or make changes to it? You could have family issues coming up right now. You could be doing a lot of inner work on yourself, Scorpio, diving deep to see what you want to let go of, what's no longer working for you. It really is a time that we do some inner excavation a lot of the time. You could just be wanting to stay home a lot and be like, I just don't want to go out and do anything. You could be in sort of a loner, just a very inner sanctuary kind of place. Okay, so I'm shuffling the cards. Let's see what the cards have to say for you, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, the card is relax. Relax. So this card really is saying it's okay to stay home. It's okay to rest. It's important that you relax. Make sure to breathe. Make sure to come soothe your mind, soothe your nervous system. If you don't have a practice of breath work or a meditation practice, do something, whether it's exercise, journaling, something that calms your nervous system. Sagittarius, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your third house of communication, of siblings, of local happenings, your neighborhood, anything that is happening in your immediate environment, your immediate vicinity. It can be relationships with neighbors as well. It could be anything that's very close to you, and it could be like day trips and short excursions. So Sagittarius, you're very adventurous. You love to move. You love to travel. You need new horizons. You could be feeling, with especially the last 2 years, a bit antsy unless you've done a lot of traveling. You usually like international travel. I know that's not true for all Sages. Some of you are armchair travelers, but this Mercury retrograde will probably be really affecting you in your mindset and in your communication with others. You could be having misunderstandings with people, or you could just be like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go, I'm going to book a flight and I'm going somewhere. I don't care where. I just need to go. So I'm going to pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Spirit, what do you have to say for Sagittarians? Oh, lovely. Love. So, whatever this card is saying to you, Sag, tune into your heart for a moment and notice what it's saying. Is it bringing you to a relationship that you want, your heart's desire, a relationship that you're already in? Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde right now is definitely affecting how we feel about our love relationships, and in some cases having us really assess them and sometimes question them. It doesn't mean relationships that you're in are ending necessarily, but it could just be that you have a new romance on the horizon, or a deepening of a soul connection that you already have. Okay. Capricorn, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your second house. Your second house is money, income from your work. Your second house is your self-worth, is your values, your self-esteem. So this is a very important house, and it's actually the Taurian house. And we have all of these shifts happening, Uranus and Taurus going direct, the nodes of the moon, as I spoke about earlier in this video, changing into Taurus and Scorpio. So this is where we want stability, income-wise, finances-wise. I'm guessing that finances may be on your mind right now, that you're wanting to really know where your income is coming from or how you can increase it, how you can do some work perhaps in a way that really lifts your self-esteem, your soul esteem, that's very fulfilling to your heart and your soul, and isn't just a paycheck coming in. So yeah, self-worth and values. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Capricorn. And I know that work is very important to you. If you're someone who's not working right now, then this is probably a time that you're really thinking about what kind of work do you want to do? What would make you happy? Let's see what the cards have to say. Capricorns. Capricorn, this card that came up for you is silence. It's time to go within. It's time to pause. That is so not easy for Capricorns often to do. You want to be building, you want to be productive, you want to be doing most of the time for a lot of Capricorns. But if you can give yourself time for silence, you can rise to a whole new level in your consciousness. You can really step back. I know that Capricorns are, metaphorically speaking, in the mountain goats. They want to get to the top of the mountain. But once you're at the top of the mountain, you can see your life from below, from a new vantage point, and you can see what's calling to you next. So going into the silence will help you get clarity and help you get this new future vision that we are all being guided to right now. Aquarius, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your first house, and I'm going to move back because the light is so bright in my face. But what's really interesting, Aquarius, is that the first house where this Mercury retrograde is happening for you it rules the face, it rules appearance, it rules your identity, your self-identity, how you see yourself in the world, roles that you play in the world, in your relationships, in your work. So, and this can affect our health as well. So health stuff could be coming up for you. Aquarius, this Mercury retrograde is probably having you look at, is my status changing in my relationships? Do I want to change the way I am in a specific relationship, or, our official title, our official status? Some of you could be getting engaged. Some of you could be getting married. Some of you could be divorcing. This is also related to a role you play in the workplace, or in any, it could be a leadership role. You could be on the board of an organization or thinking about doing that, thinking about some humanitarian cause where you want to play a leadership role. This Mercury retrograde in the first house is a very deep, sometimes a deep reworking of our status, of our identity. So be gentle with yourself during this time, because there could be a deep change that's happening within you, especially so close to Pluto and Capricorn right now, because Capricorn, and Aquarius, those signs are side by side. So you could have been really going through it with Pluto very close to your first house right now. So let me pull a card for you. I'm shuffling the cards. And let's see what Spirit has to say for you, Aquarius. So Aquarius, your card is listen. And she's listening to a shell. And so maybe this is also a nudge to get out in nature, spend more time in nature where you can connect with the ethereal beings, with the spiritual realms. Listen to your heart. What do you truly want? Don't discount what's most important to you, what comes to you, even if it's new and different. You could get a completely new and different idea that feels like a huge risk to you, that feels like, I can't do that. I'm not qualified. I'm too old. I'm not ready for this step. This is what I'm getting, Aquarius, is that there's a part of you that thinks you're not ready, that thinks you're not qualified, that thinks that you're not the right age, or you don't have the right gifts or talents or certifications or degrees. Let all that go. Be willing to open up. You have a very open mind, Aquarius. Be willing to open up your mind, connect to the cosmic realm, connect to your spiritual source, and ask, pray for an answer for your next direction. And finally, Pisces. Pisces, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your 12th house. So Pisces, you are no stranger to the 12th house. Pisces rules the 12th house of the zodiac. This is the subconscious mind. It's where you go to retreat. It's where you go to reflect. It's the perfect place in a way for a Mercury retrograde time. It's a time for a deep reset. You could be having subconscious stuff coming up. You could be having the past coming back up again for you to clear. This is something that you're really good at, Pisces. You're really good at going within, tuning into the cosmic reality, your cosmic self, and seeing what is up for you to clear out of the way so that you can create what you really want. Pisces, I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to know that you can do this. There feels like a chance to really raise your confidence. If you're willing to connect, this is what Spirit's telling me. If you're willing to connect with the deeper part of you, the part of you that is eternal, your eternal soul, you're really good at this, Pisces. If you're willing to take some time to really connect and believe in your powers. If you haven't listened to my sun sign video on Pisces, I highly encourage you to listen to it. I'll link the series below, because there's a power, a superpower within you that you may not have given yourself credit for, that will help you as you step into your new destiny, your new reality that you're creating. You are a master manifester, Pisces, and there's a new reality that I'm getting a vision of the Magician card in the tarot that is wanting to come through you. So listen to your dreams, listen to your visions. You know, you could be having kind of an out-of-body vision, something that comes through a movie, for example. Some inspiration, you know, when you watch a movie and you're like, oh my God, I feel so elevated. I wish I could do that thing. Give that some credence. Don't say immediately, I can't do this because I'm not, you know, I don't have the training or whatever the qualifications. Allow yourself to open up to a new possibility, Pisces. You are more ready than you know. Let's see what the cards have to say. Shuffling. Pisces. Pisces, this card says self. This is very connected to what I was saying about reconnect to the truth of who you are. Your inner self is multifaceted. You're super creative. You're very imaginative. You have an amazing imagination. Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. Give that power. Give power to your purpose, why you came into this body, what you're here to do, what your heart is calling you to. Okay, so that's all 12 signs. I hope that you enjoyed your sun, moon, and rising reading. Leave me a comment. Let me know what resonated for you. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. I would love to have you as part of my soul tribe. And as promised, I want to let you know that I have an amazing coaching special right now. Go to my website, check it out. It's 6 sessions for the price of 4, 6 coaching sessions, plus an extra half an hour that you can add on to any one of your 6 sessions. And I also have a gift for you. And my gift is a free guided meditation, returning home to yourself, returning home to your heart. So that's an instant download when you subscribe to my inspirational updates. Go to my website, sign up, and you will get your instant download of your guided meditation. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and presence. And I will be back very soon with another video. Sending you all my love.